Hi Stampers, my name is Sandy Hancock. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm coming to you from Southern California. Tonight, actually it is tonight, I am going to show you two different cards using the Thoughtful Journey DSP. That's the new DSP that everybody is just absolutely loving. You know, I didn't think I was going to have time to make a video for next Monday because getting ready for the trip and then just other things to do. But last night, the whole evening just opened up. I went, hot dog, I'm going to go design some cards. So I'm going to show you this card, and then I have another one that's made with one of the other prints that are in this same package. So first, let me show you how I cut the DSP. Okay, so these are the dimensions if you want to take a picture or just write them down. So we're starting with 6 by 6. And the first thing I did, okay, so the DSP, this sheet right here, is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So I just started from the left-hand side and I just cut over 3 7/8 and then cut it, okay? Then off of the bottom, I cut a 1/2 inch. Then I just moved up 5 1/8, and then this is what was left. Okay, then you have, you know, a piece over here, and I just cut it down to 5 1/4 by 1 1/2. I think it does need to be 5 1/4, but you can make it wider, you can make it more narrow, whatever you'd like to do. And then I do want to show you the different bundles that I used to make this card. So this is not a card for a beginner because I used 3 bundles. Oh my goodness, sorry about that. Okay, so I used Grassy Grove for the deer. Now, when you look at the front of Grassy Grove, you only see one deer, and that's a stamped deer. But if you look at the dies, you'll see that there's a mom and a baby. And so those are the ones that I used. I tried stamping it, and I didn't love the way that looked on this particular card, so I'm not using it. Okay, then the fence comes from Playing in the Rain. And again, you don't really see it on the front, but the dies, oh my gosh, it's got this adorable fence. I just love it. I've used it quite a bit. And then it's got a kite, it's got a stump, it's got grasses. It has a lot of things that you don't see in the stamp set. So it's a very, very great set of dies to have. And then the greeting, oops, the greeting comes from Country Birdhouse. Now this is a brand new bundle that's coming out in the new catalog. And the greeting says, hoping you have the best day ever. I just love that. Not only is it long and it fits and fills up the top, hoping you have the best day ever. So that could be what? It could be a birthday, it could be some special occasion that you're wanting to call attention to. And then I'll show you what I did inside. I just put a strip like you have already seen. I added dragonfly on the inside and birds on the outside. Okay, so, oh, and this is Misty Moonlight. So the brown is Pecan Pie and the base color is Misty Moonlight. So we'll put this aside. Oh, I was going to show you this too. I used this design, I used this paper for this design, and I think this looks like it would be more of a guy card, but you decide. Okay, so we're going to get our Misty Moonlight and get that scored. This is just the normal 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. And we're going to score it at 4 1/4. Okay. Then we'll just take the bone folder, make sure it's a really nice fold. Okay, now I want to show you why I decided to pop white underneath. Okay, look what happens when you just put it on the Misty Moonlight. See, it doesn't pop. It's pretty. It is pretty, and you could certainly do it. But if you want it to pop, you have to put some kind of layer in between the DSP and the base cardstock. So I decided to just try and see what white looks like, and I liked it a lot. So for this card, you do need 2 pieces of 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to go ahead and put this, whoops, I guess I need some adhesive. Okay, so You always hear me apologizing for using Dotto, but Stampin' Up! Used to sell it, and I really like it because it's repositionable, even a year later. Okay, all right, so then we'll put our DSP on the front. This card really is pretty easy to put together. It's just getting the pieces cut. Yeah, yep, there we go. Okay, all right, now let's go ahead and fix the inside. So we'll have that ready to go. So we're just gonna put, this is 1 1/4 inches wide by 5 1/4, which is right here. Okay, there we go. Okay, that is not exactly, so I'm just gonna trim that. Okay, now let's put this inside the card. There we go. Well, I didn't get that exactly on there. You guys ever do this? I tend to be a wee bit of a perfectionist. Okay. Okay, I guess that, I don't know what that is right there. Seriously? Okay, let's see if I can just get rid of that. I don't know what it is, where it's coming from. Oh, I don't know how well I did that. Okay, there we go for the inside. Okay, now, all right, so now I want to put the fence, and you'll notice I cut it. I could do this and then put the deer here like that. But I thought, you know, I think I want to try and cut the fence and just see. This just doesn't do much for me. So I'm going to cut this end. Oops. I'm going to cut off 1, 2, 3. And I'll just cut it to the right of the railing. Uh-oh, I did that just wrong. What? Oh, sigh. Okay, well, I didn't do that correctly. Well, then I think I don't have another one cut out, so I'm just going to go cut that. I sure acted like I knew what I was doing, didn't I? Yep, but I didn't do it correctly. That was supposed to be smaller. So let me cut another one out really quickly, and then we will keep going. Okie dokie, here we go. You'll hear I have an electric machine. Okay. I had to get an electric machine years ago because the ones that we have are great, but they were a little bit too hard on my back. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so I'm going to cut off 1, 2, 3 this way. Okay. Okay, so there's going to be that, and then I'm just cutting off 2 this way. Don't really need the entire fence. Okay. All right. So we're gonna, yep. And you'll see it's gonna angle down, which I think is kind of nice. Okay, so we'll put some adhesive on here and get it flush with the side. It's gonna go down, and that's fine. Looks good. Okay, then this one. I'm glad I thought of cutting it because it just gives it a bit of a different personality, doesn't it? Maybe I'm going to raise this up a little bit. I thought it was just kind of fun, something different. Okay, then let's put our deer on. And I'm going to put Mama about right there. And here's the baby. We'll put little baby right here. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Okay, so now before I even deal with that, I wanted to show you what it might look like, because I thought, well, what would it look like I mean, I thought I liked this, but I wanted to try this just for fun. So I tried crumb cake, and I didn't really think that did anything for the card. Okay, then I set the green on it. This is Mellow Moss. Let's see, here we go. Okay, so if you like the green, I just didn't care for the green with the Misty Moonlight. So for me, it's going to be brown. Okay, now I am going to have to use something that we don't sell anymore. It's called a Stamparatus. It helps you place a greeting right where you want it. And I know I'm going to have to stamp this more than once to get the ink dark enough. So that means if you don't have a Stamparatus, hello, don't do that. If you don't have a Stamparatus, there are other things out there that you can use. Okay, so all I'm going to do, here we go. See how it just fills up the space so nicely? I just really, really like it. So I think that looks pretty straight. So now, well, I'm going to move it over just a tiny bit, I think. Okay, I think that'll do. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm using the pecan pie. Yes, there are definitely other instruments out there that do the same thing. See, that's not quite dark enough. So I'm going to do this 2 or 3 times. 2 is probably good, but I'm going to do it 3 times just because. There you go. Okay, now I'm very happy. Okay, then I am going to add our little embellishments, and that's going to be these, the adhesive back dragonflies and birds. They are online. They are, I don't know if they're in right now, but this is the number 162743. So write that down. You can get them online. And I'm going to put the birds. It just feels a little, not whimsical, but just fun to put the birds up here. One goes one direction, one goes the other direction. Okay, I'm pretty happy about that. And then inside, I'm going to put one of the little dragonflies right there. Okay, so am I happy with those birds? I think I would, I'm going to move. Hold on. Do you guys do this? You look at something and you go, do I like that? I think I'm going to move them a little bit closer together. Just a little tiny bit. Okay. All right, I'm happy. So here we go. Hoping you have the best day ever. All right, so that is card number 1. Card number 2, we are going to be using, I'll show you, I'm going to be using this piece of DSP, which I have used this piece before, but it just seemed like it would be perfect for this type of scene. Okay, so, and then again, I use Petunia Pop because there's Petunia Pop in the print, but I'm going to show you what it looks like if you were to decide to use Mellow Moss. You might prefer it. Okay. There's Mellow Moss. It's okay. I mean, it ties the trees in. I just think that the Petunia Pop is a little bit more fun. So we're going with Petunia Pop. And then also I'm going to show you that originally I was going to put a bird on here like this. And then I would have put a dragonfly up here. The bird is a little tiny bit on the big side. And so eventually my friend and I were talking about this, and I think she said, try without the bird. I went, okay. And yeah, I really think it's just kind of fun. And then inside I put this, and I think I'm going to put the bird inside just for fun. It'll be a neat little surprise in there. Okay, so this time, the dimensions are going to be exactly the same. Well, let's see, I can bring those out again in a minute. Okay, all right, so dimensions are the same. And on this one, I did it a little bit differently. I should have cut off 3/4 of an inch from this side because I ended up with more of the tree on this one, and I wish I had ended up with more of the tree. So you need to cut in 3/4 of an inch and cut that off. And then after you cut off the 3/4, then you're going to come and cut your 3 7/8. See how it fits there? So this is 3 7/8. Again, it's exactly the same dimensions by 5 1/8. All right, so let's get our mellow moss and we'll score this. It was just so much fun making these cards or designing them. Okay. And sometimes when I get stuck, I call a stamping buddy, and together we figure out what we like. So that was happening last night. So again, you know, same thing. If you put this, whoops, please don't do that. All right. I'm sure you guys drop things sometimes, right? Okay, see what happens if you put that right onto the green? It just doesn't pop. But you put a little tiny white layer, just 1/8 of an inch around it, and it makes the card really pop. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, this one will be for the front, and then we'll just put the DSP right on top of it. So really, once you figure out what you're doing, this card is very simple. Just figuring it out, the designing process takes a minute. And sometimes it takes several minutes. But it's super fun when you do figure it out. Okay, so there we go. There's your basic card. And once again, I'm going to cut the fence. This time, I left this one bigger because I was going to put the bird on it. But yeah, like I said, I don't know, it's just a little bit too big. But I did do 4. Okay, so I'm going to cut this right down the middle so that I can put it on both sides. Okay, so we'll put some adhesive here and stick this one here, making it parallel. I think that's about where I had it. Yeah. Then I just think this is the cutest fence. Oh my goodness, I've used it on a number of cards. It just has a really cute little personality. Okay, is that good? Nope, up a little bit. I think that's good. Okay, and then all we need is a greeting and birds and we're done. So it's basically simple, and all you need is 3 sweets. Choke. Oh well, I guess that's just the way it goes sometimes. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this pecan pie. Okay, we don't need any pecan pie on here. And we'll just position our card. And I think I'm just going to take this off and start over because it'll be easier that way. Okay, so hoping you have the best day ever. And this time I'm going to use Mellow Moss. And I'll tell you for some reason, and I can't tell you why, my Mellow Moss pad is just sad. It's a very sad. I just ordered a new one. It doesn't like to ink. And so that's why I knew I had to use the Stamparatus or whatever you have, because once is not enough with this particular pad. It just doesn't like to ink well. So I'm hoping my new one is a lot happier than this one. Otherwise, I mean, if it were really, that's good. I think I'll do it one more time. I just like doing it 3 times. I don't think it was really necessary. Okay, hoping you have the best day ever. Oh my word, so cute. Super cute. Okay, so we'll put that aside. Then we're gonna pull out our dragonflies and birds again. And when I put the bird here, I was not gonna put birds here, I was gonna put the dragonfly. But then when I decided not to do that, I decided I would put birds up here. Okay, so let's get some birds. And I just love they have, you know, one going one direction. And then down here, they're going the other direction. Cute, super cute. And then inside, I will put a dragonfly. Oops, I guess I better make the inside. Okay, so what did I do with the inside? Great question. And I actually have no idea what I did with it. So I think we will just I'll put this in. And then when I find whatever in the world I did with the pretty little strip I cut, I'll put it on. And then here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the little bird. Oh, I put birds in there. Oh, I put birds in there originally because I was gonna put the dragonfly on the front. And then when I didn't put the bird here, I decided to put birds on the front, but I'm just gonna stick the little bird right there because I think he's so cute. Wouldn't that be fun to open? But really now only I need a dragonfly, but okay, there you go. So hoping you have the best day ever, and hoping you have the best day ever. Aren't these fun cards? Okay, so Thoughtful Journey is going to be available May the 1st, and I would say order it May the 1st if you want to get in on it. You know how sometimes things just disappear so quickly. I hope these don't disappear quickly. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I will look forward to having you next time.